Hey everybody, this is Mr. Bill from The Visual Scientist.
Dude, really? I'm live. Kidding me? It's not your turn. Get out of here.
This video is going to be about fast food meat. This video idea came from Miss Judy from Missouri, so props Judy. I sent my daughter actually. She went down to Taco Bell, bought me a ground beef taco, and bought me a burger from McDonald and a burger from In-N-Out. So I'm going to put them under the scope. So I know, right? It's scary. I know it's scary, but who gives a shit? You guys need to know. Enough of the bullshit talk. Let's go. Oh, before I forget, I'm not going to reveal which one is which until the end. So you pick what looks the worst, what looks best. Again, I'm talking too much. Let's do this. I told you not to do it. You don't listen to me.
Okay, guys, here we go. First slide. Okay, honestly, it looks pretty normal. You can see broken muscle fibers, little pockets of fat, specks of seasoning scattered around. Let's bump this up to 100x. Okay, now this is getting a little crazy, but the fibers look more compressed than I expected, almost woven together. The fat shows up as these smooth little bubbles, kind of tucked between the protein strands. The seasoning, it looked like tiny crystalline bits, sitting on the surface like dust on a countertop. All right, let's do this. Let's go up to 400x, and at this level, it stops looking like food and starts looking like a science project, really. The proteins twist and tangle like cables, as you can see. The fat turns into these translucent spheres suspended in a dense matrix. Yeah, remember that movie? You can even see granular binders helping hold everything together, so looks engineered to me. Okay, let's go ahead and move to slide or sample number 2. Let's start at 40 magnification, which we are. This looks a little bit more uniform, which appears, the meat appears finely processed. I'm seeing fat pockets. Everything looks tightly blended, almost smooth. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 100x. The seasoning is finer too. Less chunky, but more integrated. All right, let's push this up to 400x. Here we go. All right, so hold on, what is this? Let's back up, hold on. I'm seeing like tiny black dots and they're moving. Are you freaking kidding me? Are those actually moving? All right, now look closer. Okay, I know what these are. All right, no panic, guys, no panic. We're seeing, I think, witnessing Brownian motion. You guys ever hear about that? They're not living organisms. They are microscopic particles being knocked around by water molecules. It's kind of cool. A little history quick. It's discovered by Robert Brown in 1827. And he was a botanist, and it was explained later on in 1905 by Albert Einstein as proof of atomic theory. So yeah, you're witnessing this stuff right now. It's pretty cool. All right, let's go to, so what do you guys think? Slide 1, slide 2, and we're moving on to sample or slide number 3. Don't be scared, here it comes. Okay, last slide, last sample. This one's from a place that prides itself on simplicity. All right, let's start out at a 40x magnification. All right, this looks interesting. This looks blended like than the others. The muscle fibers are a little bit longer, more distinct. You can actually trace individual strands instead of seeing everything compressed together. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the 100x. Yeah, okay, now you can really see it. The protein strands aren't as tightly compacted. They look more like shredded fibers than paste. The fat, it's a little bit larger, a little less evenly distributed, and the structure feels a little bit looser. Let's bump this baby up to 400x. Okay, this is different. The protein network looks more open, less engineered. The fibers twist and overlap, but they're not packed into a dense matrix. Yeah, I like that word. All right, the fat appears as larger, translucent pools, I think, rather than tiny uniform spheres. Yeah, it looks processed. It does, but it's still ground meat. But under magnification, it feels closer to something that was simply ground rather than heavily structured. So, and honestly, that's kind of fascinating. Yeah, I'm a nerd. So what? All right, guys, I'll see you back in the real world. Welcome back. All right, let's run through the clues. Sample 1. At 100x, this one already looked compressed, like everything was blended on purpose. Sample 2, 400x, we started seeing the black dots, remember? And they were moving like actually really fast. 3, this one still looked like meat even at 400x, longer fibers, more separation between strands. It didn't feel compressed. It felt simply ground. Put your votes in, and we're going to the whiteboard. All right, the evidence is in. Let's take a look at the board. Slide 1. Yes, Taco Bell. Basically a delicious science experiment. Those fibers, mostly binders and cellulose, holding the flavor together. Go figure, right? Slide 2. Good old McDonald's. I call this a particle accelerator of beef. So, processed, we actually saw Brownian motion. Those dots were flying. And last but not least, slide 3. In-N-Out Burger. It turns out fresh actually looks like food. Imagine that. Intact muscle and natural fat. Just like the textbooks.
Wow. Really?
Dude, I said it's not your turn. Now you're going to get it.